Good morning, flutarians. Welcome to another session of the Atomic Flutist. Now, since I'm all about improvisation, I want to actually start these moving forward with a 1-minute improvisation. So I've got a drone tone on the note of C so that we can have that for tuning reference. Let's just do an improvisation with the notes C, D, and E. Just those three notes. Let's keep it simple. Keep it stupidly simple. Or keep it simple, silly. Okay, so thanks for tuning in with me. This is another session of the Atomic Flutist. I'm basing this off of the concepts in the book Atomic Habits. If you haven't read or listened to it yet, I recommend going and checking it out from your local library or getting the audiobook. It's based off of this idea of breaking up our habits into teeny tiny atomic-sized chunks that are easy to start, satisfying to do, and that we can stack together to create a reliable system of habits that serves us well. So my Atomic Habits goal for the year, my minimum is 30 minutes a day of flute technique practice at least 4 days a week. So here we are. Let's go ahead and get started. In my opinion, the low octave on the flute is the foundation for a good sound in the upper octaves. So we'll reach up into the upper octaves a little bit today, but let's go ahead and get started with some long tones on the lower octave. Let's start on this G. And let's do 2 notes per breath, moving down chromatically. So I'll go G to F sharp first. And let's do this without vibrato, but with dynamics in this shape. Where am I? Here we are. Like starting and ending as quietly as possible. And in the middle, when you're about halfway through using up your air tank and you're moving to the next note, try and play as loudly as possible. But use your ears or use a visual tuner, because we know that playing louder on the flute tends to make the notes sound sharp, and playing quieter on the flute tends to make the notes sound flat. So do what you can to compensate for that tendency and make the notes sound in tune. So let's go ahead and get started with the G to F sharp. Now, if the note cracks up into the upper octave when you're playing loudly, that's okay. Part of what we're doing here is trying to sense with our embouchure and remember with our mind and our mind-body connection what exactly is happening in the embouchure when the note cracks up to the higher octave. Let's do the same thing, but this time with a series of 3 notes. So we'll start on G. We'll go G, G, F sharp, F natural. Then let's go up to F sharp, F natural, E natural. Here we go, starting on G. Now let's do a little bit of octave leaping, slurred, not using the tongue to articulate like ta ta ta, but just ah. Even as I say that ah, I think about making an open space, a resonant chamber in the back of my mouth, lowering my tongue to do that. So let's do this with the harmonic fingering for the C, where we leave our fingers on the low C for the high C as well. So here's kind of what I mean. Let's do that again on the low C. So you're trying to sense where exactly is the change happening between the octaves. Let's do the same on B flat. And D natural. Are you noticing what happens differently in your your lips or your embouchure to get the higher note out. I'm noticing that my lips get almost like a pucker, like kissy lips for the higher octave. Let's do E flat. Any natural? And F. And F sharp. And G. Ooh, I hear myself incorporating a little bit of vibrato naturally there. Let's go ahead and do a minute or two of vibrato practice on that note, the G. So let's start with one breath that is vibrato as big as possible and as wide as possible. So wide means slowly, like the frequency, and big means pitch. So if you think this sounds like a pitch bend, well, it is a pitch bend. Vibrato is really just little tiny pitch bends, right? So let's do it as big and wide as possible for this breath on that G. Now let's do another breath that is a somewhat faster frequency. It's happening a little bit faster, but it's small and delicate, not a whole lot of change in the pitch bend. I notice when I do this, it's primarily here in my larynx and not a whole lot of movement in my embouchure or in my diaphragm. Now let's bring even more intentionality to the speed. Let's, for this breath, start super slow, big, wide vibrato, and then get faster and faster and faster until you're as fast as you can possibly go with your frequency of the vibrato when you're running out of breath. Then let's take a breath and do the opposite. Start fast and get as slow as possible. Here we go, slow to fast. Fast to slow. Now let's practice hitting the intervals as we want them to sound. So I want to start with this interval, G, G to C, G to C. So let's do just two notes per breath, no tongue. First we'll do it without tongue. Maybe we'll do it with articulation with the tongue next. But I want you to learn without the assistance of the tongue, starting the airstream and getting it moving fast, what does the embouchure need to do for the next note? So here we go, G to C. Let's do that 3 more times. So we'll be listening to the speed of our fingers. Are they lifting or closing at the same time? Let's do that same pattern for each and go up one chromatic note each time. So we'll do G to C sharp next. Now I'm noticing myself in the camera opening my mouth at the end of the notes, like, oh, letting it ring. Our flute, our bodies ring, and when we end the note, we don't want to like mute it. Like if you were on a guitar or a stringed instrument, you could place your hand on the strings to prevent them from vibrating. Well, when we close our mouth and take our flute away from our body, that kind of closes the sound and prevents the sound from further ringing or vibrating. So let's do that same pattern, G to D. G to E flat. G to E. G to F. And G to G. Let's keep going up to the C. So we'll do G to G sharp. about how it's important that we move our embouchure and move our fingers at the same time. So let me try that 2 more times. G to A. Let's do G to B flat. Let's do G to B. And G to C. Now when I do those, I'm listening to my fingers. Are they moving at the same time, lifting or closing at the same time? Sometimes they're not moving as at the same time as I want, and I hear a little bloop. So I'm trying to avoid that, develop an awareness of it, and avoid it. Let's do from here, back up to the C, but this time with articulation. So starting each note with the ta, and I want to form in my brain the shape of the embouchure of the second note before I send the air. Ta, ta, right before the ta. Now, the articulation gives us just a tiny fraction of a second more time to prepare for the next note. So we won't necessarily hear those finger flips, but still try and maintain an awareness of, are my fingers moving quickly at the same time? So G to G with the ta. Let's do G to G sharp. Let's do G to A. Let's do G to B flat. And G to B natural. And G to C. things that I'm noticing that I'm trying to be mindful of is at the end of those higher notes, I'm trying to remember to keep my airstream moving fast until I'm definitely done with the note. Because I noticed that when I let the airstream slow down a little bit, when the velocity of the air coming out of my embouchure slows down a little bit, it drops down into the lower octave. So I'll try and give a demonstration of what I'm trying to avoid. Now let's start on that high-ish C, and let's go up 3 notes at a time chromatically and see if we can make it up to that high G. So let's start incorporating the vibrato here. When I end a note, I like to have the vibrato still kind of ringing when I open my mouth like that, to have a nice pretty sound that's being sent out. So we'll do G, G, G sharp, A. Then we'll take a breath and do G sharp, A, B flat. Wait. Sorry, I want to start on the C. I want to go C up to G. Also, for me, when I play these high notes, I've learned that to get a nice, big, round sound that I want to prevent a smiley embouchure. I don't want these sides to be tight. I want the corners of my lips to be kind of loose. I want my bottom lip to stay supple, not firm. And I'm kind of thinking of making an opening between my teeth, like you put a marble, or maybe not a marble, maybe like a jawbreaker between your teeth in the back, your molars. And I'm kind of lowering my tongue, like put your fingers here on your throat and yawn. Oh. Trying to get a proper yawn out. Maybe it's contagious. That's kind of how we want our tongue to be, to make a nice resonant chamber in the back. So here we go. C, 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 C sharp, D. Got a little spit bubble action there. Could you hear it? Now let's try some octave leaps from that high G to the lower G. Ooh, there's a harmonic. Didn't mean to do that. I just noticed in the camera this time that I've got pretty good lighting here on, well, I guess it's my Adam's apple, my larynx. You can see some movement here when I make the vibrato. Bigger vibrato will be easier to see. Let's try that again and watch mine and think about yours. It's easier to see it when I do it slowly. Well, let's finish up this session with a little bit of double tonguing articulation. So take this at your own speed, but let's do the C major scale down. How about we do 4 articulations per note, like taka, 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 taka. Some people do a ka, some people do a ga. I find more of a ga to be easier. Now, I think it's useful to practice our scales starting and ending on every single note of the flute. So let's do a little bit of that practice now, where we end on the same note, this note, but we start subtracting one note from the top. So let's start that C major scale from the B and do the ticka ticka. Same thing starting from A. Same thing starting from G. Same thing starting from F. Same thing starting from E. Last one, D to C. Let's finish up with a flutter tongue attempt. Your longest flutter tongue note on that C. And a bonus extra credit flutter tongue, where you start with flutter tongue, take away the flutter tongue, keep the note going, add the flutter tongue back in. See if you can do that a couple of times like this. Okay, thank you, Flutarians, for joining me for some Atomic Flutist habits. Please check the school calendar. I've added some new times for improv games, and if you want to improve your improvising, improve your ability to play by ear and get away from the sheet music, please join us. I try and create a safe space for taking baby steps, improving your improvising, and to demonstrate through games some of the ideas that have made it possible for me to have confidence when I improvise. Hope to see you there. Also, you can join us in school to play improv games on your own time, and make sure to play the Flutarians Mad Lib and join us for the January Introductions Contest, where you can share your favorite heartwarming flute story and read some other flute stories that will warm your heart. See you there.